Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And recently, we were looking at a Gary Moore clip, realizing it was a Roy Buchanan song, and then went and took a look at Roy Buchanan doing it within the Gary Moore clip, and realized that Roy Buchanan has got some great stuff out there on video that we should be looking at and discovering. I know a little bit about him because I've been a fan of Roy's for over 30 years. This is a 2 CD set. As you can see, it's pretty maxed out for 1992 when it came out. This is about how they used to put out a 2-record set or a 2 CD set in 1992. But on here is a live version of Hey Joe that I always thought was great. He does other songs too, of course. I mean, lots of them. But I mean, Hey Joe in particular, people know it. It's a good progression to jam on. And there's some really good video of him in Austin, Texas, performing it. I believe this is 1976. I think this is actually going to be the same performance where we saw the previous clip, The Messiah Will Come Again. So this may very well be Austin City Limits. I think it is. November 15, 1976. Telecaster. That's what he plays, and he just uses the high register. He takes all the bass out of his amp and gets these funky harmonics and things in there, and it's really deep guitar playing. A lot of people are fans of his playing. So, Adrian, what'd you think of the last Roy Buchanan clip?
Guitar was superb on that.
He's quite a player. He's a hero's hero of musicians. That's why Gary Moore covered him. That's why the Rolling Stones wanted him at one point, allegedly, and he had said no. He jammed with Jimi Hendrix, and Hendrix became a fan of his. So, Hey Joe was written by a Billy Roberts, and this was actually the source of a lawsuit over who had actually written the song, because Dino Valente of Quicksilver had also claimed authorship of it under a different name. As of today, it's considered a Billy Roberts song from 1962. So I don't know how long Roy's actually been playing it. Maybe he picked it up after Jimmy's death. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. But this one comes from Austin City Limits, November 15, 1976. Why don't we go ahead and take a look?
All righty.
Where you're going with a gun in your hand. Hey Joe, where you going with a gun in your hand? Gonna kill my old lady. I done caught her messing with another man. Gonna kill my old lady. Caught her messing with another man. Hey Joe, yeah, I heard you shot your old lady down. Hey Joe, heard you shot your old lady down. Yeah, shot her. Put a 6 feet on the ground. Yeah, shot her. Yeah, put her 6 feet on the ground. Shot your old lady down. Hey Joe, I just shot your old lady down. Yeah, shot her. Put her 6 feet under the ground.
Well, okay then.
I like the slow version of this song an awful lot.
Yeah, that was nice. It felt like in that last verse that he was purposely putting in some Hendrix homages, just little licks in there to kind of emulate Hendrix, which I thought was a real class move, and
then he breaks into Foxy Lady.
Yeah, that's a nice little touch as well. Don't you just love the way this guy plays? I mean, it's like a spray of notes wherever he feels like the spray is needed. It's like he's watering his lawn and he's looking for the parts that need the water. He's like, over there, and then turns it off, and says a few things. So obviously he wasn't made famous for his singing voice per se or his talking voice per se, but I mean his playing just makes up for it in such a huge way. And actually, to me, it's totally. I only say that because I think some people might hear that and go, "Oh, well, that doesn't sound like singing to me," But I've heard it long enough now. I feel like it's him. It's his version of the song. It's totally valid, and it's just more of a spoken word thing. But yeah, he puts out as many notes as he feels like he needs to, says his phrase, and gets back out there, and it's just it's wild.
Yeah, out of the solar system.
Yeah. And did you note also how responsive the band was too? They have cues where he's like, okay, when I come back up to the mic like this, everybody come to a dead stop at the end of the, so that it's all, spacious right there at the very beginning. Yeah. That's a great move as well.
Just the fact that I hadn't heard his name as many times as like a lot of the pop stars in that era.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me the idea he's an underrated guitar player. He's not as famous as he should be, because he should be really, really, really famous. And I think he's famous to the right people. Yeah. I guess talking about how he was asked to join the Rolling Stones and he turned it down. So why didn't I hear more about him?
I think the main problem was, for the most part, he wasn't a singer, as we noted, and so he would put together bands, and sometimes record companies would talk him into bad ideas. So the unfortunate thing about Roy is that many of his albums are really not very good from a production. Like you wouldn't want to sit down and listen to them just because of how they're produced, and how they're put together for bands and things. But if you're going to dive into Roy Buchanan, the best way to do it is via live stuff. There are several live albums out. You really can't go wrong with a live album. I just marvel because I haven't watched him play in a while. I actually haven't really listened to him. It was the Gary Moore that made me think about him. So seeing that is mind-boggling. Hearing it was great, but seeing it is really amazing. So
it was also amazing just to, for me anyway, just to hear another slow version of the song, because the other covers of Hey Joe that I've heard, they're all like fast and everything, and
speedy.
This doesn't sound right.
Right, they're like comical almost.
Yeah,
like, oh hey, well, you shot your wife. Oh well, where are you going now? And this one's like, ooh, boy, that's rough. Well, where are you going? And all that. But yeah, he tells such a story with his guitar. There's such a wide spectrum of emotion in there. Craziness. Really love it. All right, folks. Well, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? And if you knew who Roy Buchanan was, let us know about any experiences you had, if you ever owned any of his music, if you ever saw him live. He generally stayed in smaller venues, so it's quite possible anybody that goes out and sees live music on a regular basis at their local establishment might have run into him. He passed away in 1988, so really it was the 20 years before that you might have seen him. But let us know about any of that stuff. We'd be really interested to hear about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See y'all later.